Alright guys, so this has already made news that Floyd Mayweather said that he's not pursuing the bout in Japan. And I was kind of vacillating a little bit about this issue. But when I look at it, I mean, forensically, I just see flaws in the whole thing. So I'll explain to you what I mean. Now, first of all, this is Floyd Mayweather's statement. Now, people say I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. This guy knows how to get his name in the public, though. He tricky. He knows how to stay relevant. I'll give you that. Now, the fight against Tenshin Nasukawa, I didn't find it, again, one of those credible boxing matches, just to let you guys know. But what was interesting about it was he was kind of like moving around looking for the best in different sort of sports, combat sports, and then I guess he was trying to challenge them to a bout in boxing. I think that's where Floyd was going with that, it seems. Now, there's a couple things I just want to say real quick off the bat. I'm sorry that I got to do a Floyd video because as Floyd's just, I don't really want to talk about him anymore. I think he's of the past. I'm kind of glad that he's not facing Tenshin because it takes away from some of the good fights that are out there. You know, Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. I think it's a good fight. Anyway, let's just get into it. So he said, Floyd said, "Now I'm back on U.S. soil after a long, disappointing trip to Tokyo. I now have the time to address you, my fans, and the media in regard to the upcoming event in December 31st that was recently announced. First and foremost, I wanted to be clear that I, Floyd Mayweather, never agreed to an official bout with Tenshin Nasukawa." Okay, so that makes sense, right? They hadn't signed any contract or anything. Seems like they were working out details. Two, again, you know, I was just on Beating the Odds with Beeb, and Beeb just keep on misrepresenting what I'm saying, which is kind of weird. Shout out to Beeb anyway. You know, when Beeb gets emotional, man, no logic goes through his mind. Like, you could talk with him, and I was saying, you were discrediting what Floyd is saying. You just listen to what the guy is saying first. You can't discredit him. You have to go with what he's saying first. And I think a lot of times, I remember Floyd saying how he was going to face Andre Berto next, and everybody was like, nah, he ain't going to face Andre Berto. You know, Floyd, of recent times especially, when Floyd says something, it's because he actually means it. Now, he's been full of crap, too. And again, I just keep on giving a balanced perspective here. He's been full of crap with a number of things. The stupidness he talked about Canelo. You know, the stupidness that he has said about boxers like, who was it? Recently, you know, the stupid petty jealousy kind of stupidness. You know, it really isn't called for, okay? And his credibility is lacked in certain areas when he says certain things. But be that as it may, B went into domestic violence and stuff, and I'm like, dude, keep it on boxing, first of all. And second of all, we're looking really at this guy, and if he says something, yes, he can be full of crap at times, but more than likely he's right, okay? So he's giving you the account of what's going down. Who are you to say no? Were you there? Were you in the inner workings of this thing? No. So, I mean, you have to listen to what he's saying, at least take it on face value, and then hear what Rizen has to say or anybody else. So anyway, so he said this. He said, first and foremost, I want to be clear, I, Floyd Mayweather, never agreed to an official bout with Tenshin Nasukawa, which makes sense. They didn't sign any contract, in short. In fact, with all due respect, I never heard of him until this recent trip to Japan. Well, okay. Again, that's not necessarily false. He talked to Dominic Brazil, I think it is, and the other guy, and the other guys that kind of conjure up this thing. And I'll tell you why I tell you this is informal. I'll show you why in a minute. Ultimately, I was asked to participate in a 9-minute exhibition of 3 rounds with an opponent selected by Rizen Fighting Federation. Again, this makes sense. What I was originally informed of by Brent Johnson of One Entertainment, that's the dude, Brent Johnson, was that this was to be an exhibition put on for a small group of wealthy spectators for a very large fee. Makes sense. This exhibition was previously arranged as a special bout purely for the entertainment purposes, with no intentions of being represented as an official fight card nor televised worldwide. Again, that makes sense. He's talking to Brent Johnson, and that's what Brent Johnson sold to him. Okay, that was the idea. It wasn't Dominic Brazil. I think it was another guy. And that's his pal, right? Once I arrived to the press conference, my team and I were completely derailed by the new direction this event was going, and we should have put a stop to it immediately. I wanted to sincerely apologize to my fans for the very misleading information that was announced during the press conference, and I can assure you that I too was completely blindsided by the arrangements that were being made without my consent nor approval. For the sake of several fans and attendees that flew in from all parts of the world to attend this past press conference, I was hesitant to create a huge disturbance by combating what was being said, and for that I'm truly sorry. Again, it kind of makes sense. He's saying, well, a lot of people flew in, so I just kind of went with it, right? Again, it's not like this is rocket science. It's like, oh no, he was really going to fight this guy, really going to fight. Okay, he went through the ceremony. I'm a retired boxer that earns an unprecedented amount of money globally for appearances, speaking arrangements, and occasional small exhibitions. So he does exhibition matches, apparently. Now, here's the thing. He never said it was, apparently, he got the impression it wasn't going to be televised, which is why it just popped up on everybody. But I want to show you guys something else, all right? I want to show you guys something else. Can we click on that? Okay. Can we? Yeah. Yeah. So I found this pretty interesting. When you look at this setup right here, it's in super slow-mo, okay? You're seeing the money team put up there. You're not seeing Mayweather Promotions anywhere. If Floyd Mayweather is fighting and he's the head of Mayweather Promotions, he would have Mayweather Promotions in the background. And that told me it was an official fight. It told me right there it was an official fight. Now, Leonard Ellaby also wasn't there, which means Floyd didn't talk to Leonard Ellaby. Who did he talk to? He talked to I think it's Brazil, not Dominic Brazil. Why I keep on saying Dominic Brazil? His friends. It was two of his friends that arranged this. And apparently it wasn't arranged that well. Okay, because they didn't know the details. And Floyd came down there to try and hash out the details with the people afterwards. And then he finds out that, hey, the arrangement is different to what he's saying. This is what he allegedly says. Now, I don't know why that's so hard for people to believe, because when you hear him in this press conference talk about that, and if you look at him in this press conference, he kind of looked clueless. Like I was watching him, and look at him. He looks kind of clueless as he's moving around here. Now, having said that, it could be that he's tricking everybody. And this was just a publicity stunt to keep his name in the media. It's very possible. All right, I'm not but you can't just discredit the guy. Beeb just came in and started discrediting Floyd, like, oh, what he says is not true. Of recent times, when Floyd says something, he really is telling you the truth, because what happens when the fights come around? You see, he picks this opponent. When he goes into the fight to fight somebody, he does exactly what he said he's going to say. He said he was going to walk straight to Conor McGregor. He wasn't going to back down. He did that. Okay, so the guy's been consistently, whatever he says he's going to do, concerning boxing that is, he does it. Okay, I don't know why Beeb had to go into, his domestic life and all of that. What was that call for? I don't know. He gets emotional. He said he's a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. I'm not like that. I'm not a fanboy like you, bro. Where it gets all up in your head and you got to get all excited and stuff. Calm yourself down. It's just a discussion, Anyway, I'm tired of talking about Floyd Mayweather, because I thought this fight anyway was more of, again, entertainment than it was a real boxing match. Floyd Mayweather obviously is the past. Even if he wants to fight Pacquiao, who cares? It's like right now we're looking at Errol Spence, we're looking at Canelo, we're looking at Demetrius Andrade, we're looking at guys like Charlos, we're looking at Danny Jacobs, we're looking at Mikey Garcia, we're looking at Danny Garcia, we're looking at Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. These are the fights that get me my blood boiling for boxing. So it's kind of like a sideshow, and Beeb just kind of helped that sideshow go on. And if Beeb didn't accuse me of being a blind Floyd Mayweather follower or something, I wouldn't even have made this video. But because Beeb decided to accuse me of stuff, I just had to clear the air on it. I mean, it's just kind of common sense. You just look in the background, of these videos. If this is a Mayweather production, if this was an official something, then guess what, folks? Guess what? If it was official, First of all, this dude's face right here doesn't look happy. I don't know why he doesn't look happy. And I can tell you why I think he doesn't look happy. Because he's probably did an arrangement that this dude didn't know nothing about. Okay? And so that's why he probably ain't happy. Maybe they talked about it or something. I don't know. But he doesn't look happy. And then the money team? Come on, man. That's not the promotional company. The money team's a brand. So if you, let's say you're doing an exhibition match. You could roll in with the money team. Right? Because what? An exhibition match is about making money. It's not a real boxing match. But if it's a real boxing match, which has to be officiated by either the WBA, WBC, WBO, or IBF, then you got to go in with an official promotional company, which will be Mayweather Promotions, not the money team. And right there, if you guys was just thinking for a moment, you would realize Floyd was saying the truth. It is an unofficial thing. He hadn't agreed to anything officially. Alright? Now, some people are saying, well, maybe it's the rules that was around, because we saw him with 2 boxing gloves after a shot of him doing that. Maybe. But the truth be told is, what he said in his statement can be backed up by facts. And a lot of you guys just want to disclaim the guy without actually going through what he actually said. And then I hear a lot of you guys saying he can't write, he can't read. Why can't he make a statement? This guy's a multi-millionaire. And we know he can read. Okay? We know he has a stuttering problem, but we know he can read. Okay? We know he can write. We know he can count. Okay? So, guys, you gotta just kind of chill on the hate, or the anxiety to try and prove this guy wrong. And he keep on getting you guys every single time. You guys keep on talking about him all the time. That's not necessary, man. Anywho's, peace and love to all of you guys. And Beeb, come on, dude. Yeah, we know you're a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. That's cool, but come on, dude. Like, sometimes, man, you're so dogmatic and you don't not listening to what the other person's saying. Like I was saying, this is what I was saying to you. And if you just listen for a minute to what the other person's saying before assuming a lot of things about them, you might actually realize the person's level-headed in what they're saying. That's all I'm saying, Beeb. Keep on doing what you're doing, brother. I go on your channel every now and then. If you notice, my view on boxing is very balanced. I always come from a perspective of judging things based on what I see. Alright? Peace to you guys. I'm out.